In this video, I'm going to talk through the best way to create a Google Ads campaign for a therapist trying to get new clients for their private practice. So right now I'm in the Google Ads dashboard. If you're not on this exact screen, you can click Campaigns on the left, then Campaigns, and then we're going to go ahead and click this blue plus button to create a new campaign, and then click New Campaign. As a therapist, I want to get people to give me their contact information so I can reach out to them and book a consultation call, give them a phone call, something like that. And to do this, I'm going to choose leads. And then we're going to click continue. Now we're going to choose campaign type. We will choose a search campaign, which is Google showing ads to people who are searching for something while searching for something in Google. This is exactly what we want. We want to show ads to somebody that is searching, for example, something like anxiety therapist near me. So we will choose search. Now you need to choose the ways you want to reach your goal. So, i.e., the way you want someone to get in touch with you. To keep this simple, I will just choose website visits and I will put my website in here. Campaign name, I will leave this as the default, but you can change this to whatever you want. Now we're going to choose a bidding strategy, and you should choose conversions, which basically means Google Ads will optimize your campaign to get as many people to fill out your contact form as possible. And we're just going to click next. Now we have some campaign settings to review. So first up, we have networks. You want to uncheck both of these. Both of them are basically ways that, frankly, Google Ads will spend your money in ways that won't get you any leads. In future videos, I might go over this in more detail, but for now, just keep these unchecked. Locations, I would recommend you choose a specific location to your practice. Even if you offer virtual therapy and you can see clients in the entire state you're in multiple states, I would just focus on one city or one specific area that you're in, just because the budget you're spending, maybe $15 a day, maybe $20 a day, you don't want to spread that budget too thin, so keep it relevant and specific. I am in Singapore, so I'm just going to choose Singapore. Before moving on from this section, click this drop-down option and notice there are two different options here. The default one includes people who are regularly in, or who have shown interest in your included locations. And this is recommended, which is very unhelpful because you don't want your ads to show to people who are just interested in the location you've selected. You want your ads only to show to people who are actually in the location that you're targeting. Because people interested in the location you're targeting could be halfway across the world, and that is a waste of your budget. Languages, I will just choose English. You can choose different languages here if you need to. Now also broad match keywords. Again, this is the default, but you should change this to off, which I will talk more about in the rest of this video. More settings, you can leave this for now. So let's click next. This is AI features to help you create your ad, but I'm going to skip this because I think a lot of this can be quite unhelpful. So now we get to keywords and ads, and this is where I see a lot of people choose approaches that I don't think are necessarily helpful. So you can think of ad groups as like groups of keywords, groups of ads that you want to target to specific people. So for a therapist, I would strongly recommend you set up ad groups based around specific services you offer. So for example, this ad group 1, I'm going to call this anxiety, and this ad group will be focused entirely around people looking for help with anxiety. So Google will probably have some default keywords for you based on your website. I'm just going to remove them, and I'm going to enter something that I want my ad to show for when somebody searches for it. So I'm going to call this anxiety. I'm going to call it therapy for anxiety. I want my ad to show when somebody searches for therapy for anxiety. And to keep it simple, I will only do this one keyword, but there's a specific way to do this. So if I write it just therapy for anxiety like this is called broad match. If I write it in quotes, this is called phrase match. And if I do it in square brackets, this is called exact match. The difference between these is that broad match is very broad, which basically means Google Ads will match that to anything that it thinks is even remotely similar to this. So Google will see this and think, oh, okay, this person's looking for therapy for anxiety. If somebody is searching for how to improve my mental health, Google might be like, oh, that's somewhat similar to therapy for anxiety. I'm gonna like match these two, and I will show ads to somebody searching for how to improve my mental health, which is ultimately a complete waste of your budget in almost all cases. You want to be more focused with the limited budget you have. The other two are a bit more similar, but they follow the same pattern, really. So therapy for anxiety in quotation marks basically means if somebody searches for the phrase therapy for anxiety, even if it's not, even if they add a few words before or after it, Google Ads will show ads to that person. Exact match is if somebody is searching for therapy for anxiety exactly in that order with no other additional words in what they're searching. That is technically the kind of definitions of them, but both of these are broader than they seem, because you might also think, okay, counseling for anxiety is a valid keyword, and it is, but Google will think that these two keywords are synonyms. So even if you only have one, your ads will show for both. So to keep this super simple, I will just do therapy for anxiety phrase match, i.e. in quotation marks, and I will leave it at this. I will not add any other keywords. Just to keep this simple, you could also start with just one and see how it goes. So we'll just do this one for now. And again, don't be put off by Google trying to convince you to upgrade to broad match. It's not going to help you. So now you're actually creating your ad. So the first thing you want to do is you can add at least 5 headlines, and your ad strength is here. I would recommend you have a page on your website that is dedicated to in this case, anxiety. Hopefully you have a page on your website that is specific to anxiety, and you can put that page here. The main thing with the ads that I would strongly recommend is use everything you're allowed to use. So you have 15 headlines, use all of them. And as much as possible, they should be relevant to the keywords you chose, so i.e. therapy for anxiety, and your practice, your unique selling points. I would just say this is affordable counseling, immediate availability, book a free consultation. I would recommend you use all 15 things here. You can see just as I've put 4 in, this has gone from poor to average. So descriptions, you can do the same thing. Affordable therapy for anxiety in Singapore. Reach out now for a free consultation. Get help for anxiety with our trusted professional therapists. Book a free call today. Again, you can add 4. I would just do 2 for this example, but you should add all 4. Business name, let's put in your business name, business logo, you should upload. I will skip this. You should also go through all of the other things available to you, one of which is site links. And site links, you can see in the preview here, you have your link at the top, your headlines, your descriptions, and then site links at places, links underneath the ads that go to other parts of your website. So maybe this is, you have a page for individual therapy. Maybe you have a page for contact. So I'm just going to quickly put in some kind of fake links here. Individual therapy. And then let's do, I have a blog, so let's put a blog page here. The purpose of these is, one, to give people other options, other pages on your website that they might want to check out. Maybe pricing, maybe FAQs, maybe it's like so many other things that you might have. But more simply than that, adding site links makes your ad bigger and it takes up more attention on the page. So I'm going to leave this here. You should also go through the other asset types and add other things here. For now, I'm just going to click next. And Google will ask you what your budget should be. They will recommend a budget that's higher than probably what you want to set. I will say my budget is $20 a day. And now Google will check everything. You can review everything here. And in this case, Google doesn't want to let me run this keyword. I am just going to change this to anxiety therapy and see if this works. Okay, and now Google is happy with this, so I'm going to click Publish Campaign. Your ads will go live after a review. The next thing you need to do is set up conversion tracking to make sure that your website is properly tracking people who fill out the form on your website, which I will cover in another video. So for now, you close this, and in case you're not ready for your ads to go live, you can just change the status of your campaign to pause. And that's it for this video. Hopefully this was helpful.